Greetings, friends. I wanted so badly to be able to come up with a way for us to be able to worship together in person starting again in the month of April. But barring any new developments, barring any new recommendations by the CDC, it just does not look like that is going to happen. Believe me, I came up with some really wacko ideas for how we might gather together in some unconventional ways to be together for our worship services, but in the end, all of them involved a level of contact that is just not safe at this time, especially when it looks like it may be the case that we could be bearing the brunt of this virus well into the month of April. I even had thought about doing like drive-through worship services or drive-in style worship services, but I know what you would do. You would pick each other up, you'd give each other rides, and so you'd be together in enclosed spaces, which is not a good thing when we're trying to contain a virus, especially a virus that can be so very devastating to our older members here at Oak Harbor Lutheran Church. To our older members, I love you, and this time apart has reminded me how much that is the case. I'm sad that we are not able to be together for worship for the foreseeable future, but it would crush me, it would absolutely crush me if my zeal for us worshiping together were to result in any of you contracting COVID-19. Parents, to the parents of Oak Harbor Lutheran Church, this is your time to step up to the promises that you made when you had your children baptized. The church has been trying for years to understand anew how important it is to understand the home as the primary place for Christian faith formation. Martin Luther was a huge advocate for this. He wrote the small catechism for parents to use with their children, not for pastors to teach at church, but for parents to use in the home. Martin Luther even said that every parent is a bishop and a pastor in the home. So we will be equipping you in the weeks ahead to carry out this important calling. We'll be emailing you with PDFs of Sunday school curriculum and other resources that you can use to carry out this important task. So until something changes, we will be having our worship services online. We will be live streaming at 8 and 10:30 on Facebook. Sometimes we lose the feed. It's not ideal, but I'm confident that we'll be able to get at least one good video either at 8 or 10:30 that we can then email out to people and also post on our church YouTube channel, which people can then access on demand. Starting this Sunday, we'll have some guests that will be joining me, keeping 6 feet apart from each other, but we will be offering some special music starting this Sunday, so we look forward to that. Maundy, Thursday, and Good Friday services will be exclusively online, so you can, again, check out the live feeds at 7 p.m. either of those nights, and then they'll be available on demand after that. We haven't forgotten those members of our congregation who do not use computers, so know that we are developing things that we can mail to people, worship resources to our folks who don't use the computer. We are working on stuff for them too. I am especially disappointed that it looks like we will not be able to be together in person for Easter services, but I was just remembering this morning that for Christians, every Sunday is a little Easter. Every Sunday is the day of the Lord. Every Sunday is the day we celebrate the resurrection of Jesus. The reason we gather for worship on Sundays is because that's the day that Jesus rose from the dead, conquering sin and death for all of us. So whenever we're able to gather together again, we will be celebrating Easter. We'll be celebrating our Lord Jesus' victory over sin and death. So we look forward to that day. That little Easter that we will celebrate, but it won't be so little because I'll be ringing those church bells for all the neighbors to hear that we're back in the sanctuary for worship. In the meantime, I'm available. You can give me a phone call. I'm trying to limit my in-person contacts, but feel free to give me a call if you need anything or just want to talk. I'll be calling around to all of our members in the days ahead just to check in and have some visits over the phone. Stay strong. Be both wise and faithful. Wash your hands and remember your baptism. Take care, friends.